At the National Portrait Gallery we've got about 250 staff, so it's not a huge organisation, it's a kind of mid-scale operation, and that has the advantage that we know each other pretty well, but it's not just a little small place. Therefore we need to think very hard about how we work together and the different kinds of teams that we have involved. I think the kind of leadership I'm keen to demonstrate, or I'm always trying to think and work on, is about something cooperative. Of course there's something about having ideas and about trying to demonstrate those ideas with colleagues, but more than anything it's listening to them. It's knowing that they will have great ideas, and if I can get it right, it's to do with trying to bring those ideas into being, and therefore I've got trustees above, I've got senior staff around me, but all the time there's a kind of animation. It's trying to cooperate and animate what can happen best for the gallery. If you're going to work with creative people and you're going to work in the cultural sector, you've really got to realise something terribly obvious, which is that artists are of course at the centre of it, and what they want to achieve and how you can try as a curator or a critic or a writer or a producer to do the very best for them is then the way of doing the very best for audiences, because of course at the end of the day attracting visitors, getting people engaged, getting people involved is what it's all about. So at the heart of that, listening to artists, listening to those who've got the magic of the ideas in their works and then thinking how one can apply and support that seems to me to be the centre of things. The challenges facing any cultural leader at the moment are perhaps very strong. I mean, they're challenges at any time. But at the moment, of course, there are pressures on public finances, and therefore trying to get the right balance between the financing of a great cultural institution in terms of public sector and private sector does need a great deal of thinking and a particular kind of leadership. I think what that involves is trying to get clarity about what it is that the institution wants to do first, and then thinking very, very clearly about who might support it, whether that's going to be companies, whether that's individuals, or whether, frankly, it's the way in which one can justify public support through public financing. Over the 20, 30 years that I've been working in public museums and galleries, the whole thing has changed hugely. I mean, what used to be very hierarchical, used to be rather tight in terms of structure, is now much more open and I think much more productive and creative. It's also crucially much more open in terms of who takes part and recognising the great diversity of skills, of different cultural backgrounds, of a range of different kinds of people who can really contribute well. And I think one's aware now that really good leadership is about encouraging that diversity and trying to make sure that diversity is at the heart of everything one does. It's that kind of creativity that I think will drive us forward for the future.